Hey guys, Jared here with a new unboxing video. So this time we are going to be unboxing 6 Sonic Secret Lairs. I got the all-in-one bundle where you get 3 foil and 3 non-foils. I'm a huge Sonic fan, so I felt like I had to get the big bundle here. I usually don't splurge on Secret Lairs, but here we are. Universes Beyond. Say what you want about it. I know it's controversial, but when it's a series you love so much, it's hard to resist. So like I said, I'm a huge Sonic fan. So this video is going to be a little bit different from the previous video because the previous video, there was a box, and you don't know what's going to be in a box, but here obviously you know what's going to be in these products. Except for the bonus card, obviously, which is either going to be a Master Emerald or a Chaos Emerald. We're hoping for the Chaos Emeralds because those are obviously worth a lot more. Chaos Emerald obviously being a reprint with just alternate art of Lotus Petal, and I actually do need Lotus Petal / Chaos Emerald for my CEDH deck, so I'm going to hope to open at least one. My plan is I'm going to start with the non-foils. I'm going to open all 3 of those up. And if I don't get a Chaos Emerald in those 3, I'm going to open up the other 3. If I do, my plan is kind of to just, at the bare minimum, open up the 3 non-foils, and then once I get a Chaos Emerald, I'll stop. So hopefully I get at least one. It'd be really unfortunate if I got 6 Master Emeralds, because those aren't worth anything and I don't need it. But we'll see. Hopefully we get lucky. And then, meanwhile, while I'm doing this video, I might use this opportunity to maybe just talk about Magic. Talk about Sonic the Hedgehog. So we're starting here with the Friends and Foes Secret Lair. This is the one where all the cards are brand new, unique. Let's see that this is a... sometimes they give you this little card. It says just, it's a thank you card. Okay, let's see. Oh, hold on, I should get some sleeves. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back with some sleeves. I'm probably just going to sleeve everything. So yeah, starting off here with Super State, 7-mana enchantment. Kind of hilarious, honestly. Really good if you're like into Voltron strategies in Commander. I might put this in, I have an Obeka deck. The new Obeka, the one that gives you extra upkeeps, not Splitter of Seconds. Then we got Knuckles here. Oh, sorry about that glare. That glare's not good. It's Knuckles, Double Strike, Trample, Haste. And it's kind of funny, they all have haste, basically. I mean, it makes sense, they're all Sonic characters. Whenever one or more creatures you control deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. And then Treasure Hunter at the beginning of your upkeep. If you control 30 or more artifacts, you win the game. This is a little bit like Hellkite Tyrant, where if you control 20 more artifacts, you win the game. Obviously, it's a little harder to get the 30. I don't plan to put this in any decks, but, Knuckles, I love Knuckles. Great character. I mean, I love all Sonic characters. My favorite, if you haven't guessed yet, is Shadow the Hedgehog. Pretty excited about him. I'm not sure what deck I'm going to put him in yet. My friend kept telling me that I should make a Shadow the Hedgehog deck because I like Shadow so much, but I already have like 14 decks. I don't want to make a new one, so I'm probably just going to try and find a deck I already own to put Shadow in. We got Amy Rose. Haste when she attacks. Attach 1 target equipment to her. And then one other target attacking creature gets plus X plus O, where X is Amy Rose's power. Pretty good with the equipment cards. Great with if you already have a Captain America deck. Now you can have Captain America and Amy Rose in your deck, and get further and further away from Magic's original intention, and just have a bunch of random characters from other IPs in your equipment deck. The glare on these is not very good. Or, I mean, it's really bad. That's what I'm saying. So, there we go. That's a little bit better. We got Dr. Eggman. 2 blue, black, red. Beginning of your end step, draw a card. Then each opponent faces a villainous choice. That player discards a card, or you may put a construct, robot, or vehicle card from your hand onto the battlefield. So, kind of interesting, you know. Cards that usually give your opponent a choice aren't super strong, but obviously the 2 options here are pretty strong. I mean, eventually you're going to get to a point where you just have no cards in hand because you're putting them all on the battlefield if that's what your opponent to choose. And at that point, your opponent's going to just keep choosing that if you have no cards in hand. But obviously the other option, discard a card. If your hand is full, your opponent's probably going to choose that instead. So your opponent always gets the better option of the 2, but they're both not great for your opponent. So, and in a commander game where you have 3 opponents, it can end up being really powerful. So anyway, yeah, I mean, I kind of like this art of Dr. Eggman. I like Dr. Eggman as a villain. I think he's kind of funny. Then we got Tails. Probably my second favorite Sonic character. Miles Tails Prower, rather. So 1 white, blue, 3/1 flash flying. When a vehicle you control enters, draw a card if it has flying. Otherwise, put a flying counter on it. Honestly, Tails seems a little bit weak to me. Very in flavor with all of his, you know, he cares about vehicles, he cares about artifacts, obviously. I mean, this card doesn't care about artifacts, but it makes sense that Tails would care about, like, artifacts, inventions, etc. Honestly, I kind of wish it was just artifacts and not vehicles, because I'm not a huge fan of vehicles, personally. So yeah, we got that. And then here we go, we got Shadow the Hedgehog. So, black, black, red, red, 4/2 haste. When Shadow the Hedgehog or another creature you control with flash or haste dies, draw a card, and then chaos control. Each spell you cast has split second if mana from an artifact was spent to cast it. So the question is here, is Shadow really, like, good? I mean, people are saying that he's very playable in CEDH. The only issue I see with him is he's sort of like a Grand Abolisher or Voice of Victory, you know, where you can't cast spells, where opponents can't cast spells in your turn. This is a little similar with Split Second, where it just prevents your opponents from responding to you, but it costs 4 mana instead of 2, and 4 mana is a little bit expensive for CEDH. I definitely think, you know, there's places, Shadow has a place, probably not as a commander, but maybe in the 99 of Rakdos decks that don't have white in them, specifically because they can't run, like, Grand Abolisher effects and stuff like that. But overall, yeah, I love Shadow. I'm definitely going to just try and find a deck to jam him in. Maybe I'll put him in the Obeka deck too. I also have a Nicol Bolas deck. So I might put Shadow in the Nicol Bolas deck. We'll see what happens. But yeah. Alright, and then here we go. We got Sonic the Hedgehog. And then our first bonus card is the Master Emerald. Or the Master Emerald Shine, rather. Alright, so Sonic... I'll just read them real quick here. Haste. Gotta go fast. When Sonic the Hedgehog attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control with flash or haste. He's just guy, so 1 blue, red, white, 2/4. And when a creature you control with flash or haste is dealt damage, create a tap treasure token. So if I were going to build a commander deck, this is the card I would build a commander deck out of, just because this is a relatively unique effect. or rather a relatively unique commander to build around. We haven't really had a commander card that like cares about haste and flash and wants you to just jam a deck full of haste and flash cards. The one thing that I think is a little unfortunate is that you cannot put Shadow or Eggman into a Sonic the Hedgehog deck. So it's a little unfortunate. Yeah, so here we go. We got all our characters here. I'll put this to the side. Let me save up this Master Emerald here. Okay. So yeah, I started playing Sonic when I was probably like 6 or 7 years old. My first game was actually Sonic Heroes. And Team Dark was my favorite from the very beginning. But I also played Team Sonic a lot. I mean, I like Team Chaotix. I like them all. Sonic is a franchise. I just like the characters. Unfortunately, Sonic, the video games haven't always been up to par. I mean, there's obviously been some fantastic ones, like Sonic Mania recently was really good. Shadow Generations, which just came out, is really good. I heard Sonic Frontiers was good, but I haven't played it, unfortunately. But yeah, I've always been a big Sonic fan. Knuckles gloves. So this is sorry, I should have mentioned this. This is Turbo Gear, so everything in here is basically a reprint of an artifact, with, you know, a new name, new art style. But these are all cards we've already seen before, just with Sonic theme. We got Knuckles Glove, which is a reprint of the Reaver Cleaver, 2 red. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. It has trample, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, create that many treasure tokens. Unsurprisingly, works good with Knuckles, the card. So it makes sense to have them in a deck together if that's what you want to do. I mean, the deck is kind of, it already feels like, you know, with, you know, you got Amy, Knuckles, Tails, and then, I mean, even if you want Sonic to be the commander, they all fit in that, and then you got, you know, equipment like Knuckles gloves, and then air shoes, which are Swiftfoot boots. It's kind of pushing you, I guess, towards like a artifact or equipment deck. And then air shoes, obviously. So this actually has one of my favorite quotes from the entire Sonic series. They actually messed it up a little bit. So if the world turns against me, I will fight as I always have. I'm trying to remember what the actual quote is. It's like a little bit different. But it is like a variation of one of my favorite quotes from the entire series. Shadow says it when he's fighting Mephiles, and Mephiles is like, "Oh, the whole world will turn against you." And then he's like, "Yeah, all right, well, they're already against me." He's Egghammer or Mirror Battlesphere. This is kind of weird because, like, you know, Mirror Battlesphere is obviously a creature. I guess the idea is that, like, you're creating multiple egg robots, but they just called it Egghammer. I mean, I feel like it would make more sense if you just called this, like, Eggman Robots, because it, you know, it comes in and enters. I just don't know why the hammer spawns a bunch of robots. I guess, like, thematically is what I'm trying to say. But, I mean, still, obviously, Mirror Battlesphere, it's a very old card. It's been around forever, and it still holds up to this day. It's still pretty strong. Then we got Amy's Hammer, Pico Pico Hammer, which is a reprint of Hammer of Nazan. When Pico Pico Hammer or another equipment you control enters, you may attach that equipment to target creature you control. And it gets +2/+0 and has indestructible. And it's 4 mana and it costs 4 to equip. I've actually never even like really used this card or even seen it used in Commander. So I don't know what kind of decks want to run it. I'm assuming like, you know, equipment decks, but I'm not sure how well it plays out. And obviously you got Power Sneakers, aka Lightning Greaves. So, I mean, classic. You gotta have Sonic shoes in the set about Sonic, right? Or the Secret Lair is about Sonic. And Lightning Greaves is just a staple, so I imagine that card will be worth some amount of money. Okay, and then we got Tornado Sonic's Biplane, or the Weatherlight. Now, unlike a couple of these cards, the Weatherlight's actually like a pretty decent card. I'm looking at you, Pico Hammer. So Weatherlight says it's a 4-mana flying artifact. So obviously it works. It's a vehicle, so it works well with Tails here. When Tornado deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a historic card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. So, you know, not too bad. Draws you cards. Good in like a deck that's built around, you know, historic cards. Historic cards obviously being sagas, legendary creatures, or artifacts. So not any sagas in this Secret Lair drop. But obviously lots of legendary creatures and artifacts. So I'll put these over here. And then we got Egg Pawn, which I'm not going to sleeve Egg Pawn. This is for the Myr tokens. And then another Master Emerald Shrine. Something that's kind of interesting about the Sonic Secret Lair is that all of the bonus cards are always going to be foil no matter what, even if it's a non-foil Secret Lair. So that's kind of interesting. I'm gonna need more sleeves here soon. So like I said, if I do happen to find the Master Emerald in this pack, I'm gonna probably just stop there. So I have a couple extra, you know, sealed products. Maybe you should just hold on to, because sealed products, you know, they retain value a little bit better than opened product. And I already have 1 copy of every single card, so I don't feel like I need to open all 6 if I don't have to. But I am a gambler at heart, so if I don't open the Lotus in this pack, I will proceed to open some of the foils, and I'll get more sleeves for those. Alright, so this pack, or rather this Secret Lair, is also all reprints of cards we've seen before, with just Sonic art. So to start, we got Generous Gift. This card's kind of funny because, you know, obviously the card is, you know, it's a 2 and a white instant. Destroy target permanent. Its controller creates a 3/3 green elephant creature token. The joke being that, you know, Sonic, you know, in his first few games would, you know, destroy robots and then like a little woodland creature would pop out of it. So the idea here being that you destroy some creature and you save the animal that's inside. Then we got Open the Armory. Like, see, like, this is another, like, equipment artifact card. So search your library for an aura or equipment card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. And it even has art of Amy Rose with her little hammer. Fabricate, really strong card. I already have a copy of Fabricate in my Nico Bolas deck, so I might just replace that copy with this. So obviously just, you know, search your library for an artifact card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle. And the reason, you know, this card is strong, obviously, is because there's just so many combos out there that use artifacts. You know, you got Bolas' Citadel top combo, which is what I use in my Nicol Bolas deck. So it's pretty good for casual commander. And then you got Deadly Dispute with some nice Shadow the Hedgehog art there. I already have a lot of Deadly Disputes. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice an artifact or creature, draw 2 cards, and create a treasure token. So it works really well with treasures, obviously, because, you know, 1 black, and you sacrifice a treasure, and then you just get the treasure back, and you get to draw 2 cards. So good in any kind of like red-black deck where you're sacrificing a lot of treasures. Works well in a deck with Shadow, where you're already presumably making a lot of treasures, and then there's, you know, multiple commanders that, in red-black, like there was that one from the D&D, the one D&D commander, I can't remember his name, that's really popular, that like cares about treasures a lot. Alright, and we got Unexpected Windfall, so more caring about treasures here. It's 2 red, as additional cost to cast a spell, discard a card, draw 2 cards, and create 2 treasure tokens. And then the flavor text here. As far back as I can remember, I've been living here on this dark island, always guarding the Master Emerald from anything that can harm it. And I want to say that's from Sonic and Knuckles, but I don't really know. And then, of course, a copy of Soul Ring. Tap, add 2 colorless. Obviously, just a staple in every single commander deck ever made. And it's been included in every single commander product except 1 to date. Okay, and then we got a treasure token, and we got another Master Emerald Shrine. Alright, so we didn't get the Lotus Petal. It's a little unfortunate. So let me sleeve these up here. I'm not going to sleeve the treasure token, but I'll sleeve these up. Yeah, so, you know, Universes Beyond as a concept has kind of grown on me. You know, and it just gets more people into the game, and that's always a good thing. You know, it's never a bad thing to have just more people get into Magic. We've had Universes Beyond going on for a number of years now. I think it started in, like, what, 2019? So the Pandora's box has been open, and we can't close it anymore. So might as well just embrace it. I mean, it does suck when there's, like, sets that I don't care about, or, like, products that I don't care about, because I just don't care about the IP that much. Like the previous IP, Final Fantasy. Unfortunately, I'm just not really a Final Fantasy fan. So I barely opened any cards from that set at all. I did play it like once. I did I think 1 draft, but I don't know if I'm just not drawn to Final Fantasy cards because I don't play Final Fantasy. So it's hard for me to really justify spending tons of money, especially when that set is more expensive than other sets. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but when we get something like this that I really enjoy, you know, it's exciting. I'm really excited for Avatar: Last Airbender, which is coming out later this year. So hopefully that has some cool cards. I might do an unboxing video for that. And we'll just see, you know, I'm going to get just a few more sleeves real quick, and then I'll come back. Alright, just a few more. I'll see if that's enough. So, alright, so I'm going to continue opening. Let's see, we can start with Friends or Foes, Chasing Adventure, or Turbo Gear. I guess let's start. I can't remember which one's the most expensive. I think Turbo Gear is the most expensive, so let's hold on to that one. We'll start with Chasing Adventure. So yeah, I'm gonna stop the moment I open a Chaos Emerald. If I open a Chaos Emerald, no guarantee that I will. It will be a little disappointing because I did want one. But we'll just have to see. Good news is I don't have to go through any of these cards again because I already know what they do. I already talked about them. another Master Emerald. I feel like we're not gonna even get it. My hopes are low. I usually don't open the rare. I don't think I've ever opened the secret card in any set ever. Yeah, I'm gonna need even more sleeves. That's alright, I'll just sleeve these later after I finish recording. So you guys watch this video and you also like Sonic, maybe comment what your favorite Sonic game is or your favorite Sonic character. Got another Super State. Oh, the foil looks real nice on this one, actually. Okay. Got Knuckles, Amy, Dr. Eggman, Miles, Tails Prower, Shadow. Oops. Alright, and another Master Emerald. Alright, we got one more shot at this. Starting to lose hope. It's alright. You know, it was fun to make another video. If you guys enjoyed this, you know, maybe I'll make more. I'll try and do a video for, whatchamacallit, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I might splurge again and get, like, a collector booster for that stuff. But yeah, I'm also probably trying to invest in, like, a camera. Instead of just using my phone, maybe try and also get, like, a face camera so you guys can see my face while I do this. Okay. Right, and nope. Alright, well, a little bit disappointing I didn't get the Master Emerald there. But yeah, that's it. And thank you for watching.